New details on an historic commitment from the Endowment, over $100 million public dollars to New Hanover County Schools, the largest investment from the Endowment to date. WECT's Connor Smith has the details on this announcement. Connor, there's a stipulation with this money, though.
Yeah, that's right, Fran. The grant is tied directly to the $320 million school bond. That's expected to be on the ballot in November, but New Hanover County can use the money for any of the projects that are part of that bond. County leaders say this investment will help the entire county.
I am proud to announce a proposed grant of $116 million over the next 10 years in support of the county's $320 million school infrastructure initiative.
Hear, hear. A massive commitment from the Endowment to the future of New Hanover County Schools.
It's a great celebration for the entire community. The impact will be felt in all parts of New Hanover County.
After months of meetings behind the scenes, the Endowment and New Hanover County reaching this agreement. If voters pass the $320 million school bond this November, the Endowment will cover more than a third of the cost.
This is the kind of things that our citizens wanted to see whenever the hospital was sold and the Endowment was created.
The bond includes replacements for Trask Middle School and Pine Valley Elementary, plus a new elementary school in River Lights. It would also fund renovations for New Hanover High School and Porter's Neck Elementary, along with improvements that would touch the entire district.
This partnership will help ensure that every child across this county, regardless of the community they come from, regardless of their zip code, can thrive in a safe and supportive learning environment.
New Hanover County can use the money for any of the bond projects. It isn't tied to any specific one.
Together, we will construct and renovate educational facilities that will serve the children and the families of New Hanover County for generations to come.
Construction, the Endowment believes, is critical to the future of the county. And the agreement says if the bond passes in November, the Endowment will make equal payments over 10 years. That would start in 2028. We do have a copy of that full agreement between the Endowment and New Hanover County inside your WECT News app. Fran?
Connor, how will this announcement impact the tax rate in New Hanover County?
Yeah, the grant obviously cuts how much debt the county would have had to take on. So that means the expected tax rate increase tied to this bond now drops to just half of a penny per $100 of valuation.
All right, Connor, thanks so much for that report.